Are you ready? Let's get ready to rumble. Hello, folks. Of course, that's the wrong screen, innit? That's the right one. Hey, got to start off wrong, haven't I? How we doing? It is Sunday night, 9 o'clock. I am feeling good. I'm feeling damn good. I see people on Twitch. I see people on YouTube. I see people on Facebook. So glad. Daka Flacka Flame on Twitch. I'm growing my Twitch followers, so make sure you follow along on Twitch, because actually it's a better quality feed over there. What a busy week. What a busy week. What a brilliant week. Now, let me just drop that down a little bit. Once again, my chat seems not to be working because, you know, it's just the chat. Who to us has followed on watching on Twitch? Welcome, mate. Daniel's over on Facebook. Hello, buddy. And the whole gang is in as usual. Mel, the god of terrain. We are all gods, actually, terrain makers, for we make the battles that others wage wars on. We make those worlds. Hello, Mel. I'm not going to be your dong. Oh, Randy, you're not going to ring my dong? Ding my dong? Can you tell I've just watched your vlog? I can, mate. I can. I'm still looking like a little bit. I look like Sam on Beasts of War on that weekender. How he's like Scott down day. Oh, that's a bit better, isn't it? Loads of people chatting. I never knew I needed rolls of latex coconut fibres before. Don't leave home without them, dude. Don't leave home without them. Oh, I see 5 on Twitch. Are we going to get 10 on Twitch tonight? Let's see. Brian is over on Facebook. I'm shouting out the Twitchers and Facebook quite more than the YouTubers because they sort of get missed, to be truthful, by you big YouTube gangs. So I'm giving them a little bit of love. I see all right, Sunshine. I see Ant in the YouTubers. Right, okay. I see James Pagan. You can tell, Warren, you bought him at least one new backstager. Nice one. Nice one. Now, obviously, there's a few things I want to chat about, yeah? If you've seen the vlog, you know that I'm getting ready to go to Kickstarter. Kickstarter goes live next Friday for my book. Ooh. Feel it? Feel a bit better? Hey up, Jumbo. Yeah, hey up, Jez. So, what I want to do with my live shows is part of the feedback for the Kickstarter. I'm going to be doing a weekly vlog, yeah, saying what I've sort of done to keep people to sort of update the backers and that sort of stuff. And that's going to be going out every sort of Sunday morning. And then the first sort of 10 minutes of the live show, I just want to chat about the book sort of stuff and answer any questions any backers or any of you guys might have as a bit of that feedback thing. So, this week has very, very much about pre-promotion, getting ready for the Kickstarter to go out and reaching out and start sorting out, like, you know, a bit of media exposure. And, you know, where do you go for Kickstarter media exposure? Hey, Jumbo, nice one. You go to watch it, you go to Beasts of War, don't you? So I headed over to Beasts of War. Now, there is a vlog on the channel, yeah? You can go and check it out and follow along. But what a time. First off, I never realised how hard those boys work. I mean, damn, I thought I worked hard at the old YouTube stuff. Those guys are non-stop, day after day. And I can understand that. You know, I'm on the same sort of content, sort of like hamster wheel as they are. You know, you've got to get in, you've got to produce content, you've got to keep the flow going. But when you look at how much they produce and you look how small their team is, yeah, hats off to you guys. Hats off. Awesome. Headed over. Got stiffed on the car eye. Yeah, because my credit's too crap after, you know, everything happened in the past and I lost my business. It's too crap for me to have a credit card. And it turns out with car hire, if you don't have a credit card, yeah, you're not allowed to have the insurance with an excess. You have to have like the super supreme insurance. So that was an extra like 27 quid a day, 81 quid for 3 days. I mean, my flights and train journey wasn't that much. Oh, guys, thank you, buddy. Yeah, so I was a bit out on that, and I was a bit out on the train journeys because I missed up my times coming home, and it was like it's going to take me about another. I've been travelling for hours, and it's going to take me another 3 hours to get home. So, yeah, I just decided, you know, sod it. All I'm going to do is I'm going to spend an extra 20 quid, yeah, and get an earlier train ticket. So all in all, the trip cost me £100 more than I expected it to cost me. Yeah, but that's doable. You know, I can deal with that. Bit annoyed to be perfectly honest, but Hopefully the Kickstarter will go well. It'll pay off in the long run, you know what I mean? Still got Chicago coming up in 2 weeks. Yeah, but I don't really need to worry about that because I've got to worry about the Kickstarter starting on Friday. Now, it may sound strange that to be this close and to be worried about, oh, I've got to do all this sort of stuff, but Dave's been doing a lot of the sort of background stuff for the Kickstarter, and now I'm filling in my gaps. My work doesn't really kick in until the book funds. I've got all my plans, I've done everything I can do up until the book, until it's like, yeah, go. And then when it goes, my work sort of kicks in. Tim's saying, next time use Uber. I did consider Uber, but the taxi from Belfast City Airport to Coleraine, I know this because the last time we went, I shared a taxi back from the studios to the train station with a couple of lads, and it's about 60 quid. So if you think there and back, I mean, the car hire was supposed to be something like £55 for 3 days, and it ended up being like £130. But if you factor in, like, it would have cost me 60 quid and a taxi there, 60 quid and a taxi back, and I would have had, like, travelling around for a couple of days as well. It was still cheaper to hire a car. It was still the better option. I did consider taking a taxi, but it was still the better option. Yeah. Oh, just 1 second. Randy's saying, hope it helped. I think people are PayPaling me that aren't on screen. I will check that in a minute. People are saying, yes, tell us about what you got at the Kickstarter and how I can join. Basically, it's going live Friday at 5 PM. Okay? I'm probably going to do a live show Thursday in the studio, or I might be at home, depending on what I've got to get to do. Because this week is very much, it's less about being in the studio doing terrain, although I am going in, yeah. But it's more about, you know, computer stuff, because this is big. Yeah, this is where my focus needs to be. So I might be at home for that live show. I will be live for the launch. Yeah, that's going to be a bit weird because I'm going to be doing promo things. Yeah, we need a link on Twitch for the donations at the Terrain Tutor. Oh, someone throw the PayPal links into the comments for me for our Twitchers. Yeah, I need to jump it. Yeah, that's another job I've got to do. I'll have that done for next time, guys, because I've got to throw my Kickstarter link on everything. Yeah, but it's going to be a manic week. But the trip to Beast of War was brilliant, guys. Filmed the front stage show, which was a good laugh. Filmed the backstage show, which, if you haven't seen it, it was emotional. You know, our topic was mental health. We went in deep.
Have you got a brew, or do you want a brew?
I have a brew, but can I have a hug? She's my tonic. I'll fix my comments on the screen in a second. Oh, woman. I can do this, can't I?
But people are waiting for you to talk to them, so you better crack on.
Oh, yeah, bad. Yeah, oh. Say hello to Dawn and Gianna for me when you go, buddy. I will, Gareth. I will, dude. You're on 10 now, Mal. 10. Oh, we've hit double 12 figures on Twitch. Nice one, guys. Jumbo, nice one. MDJ, thank you, guys. I'm growing on Twitch. I'm a bit of a Twitcher. 76 degrees in Virginia Beach, America, Brit. Move here. I'd die. That'd kill me. Right. Very, very quickly. I don't want to keep banging on about PayPal and that sort of stuff. If you do want to help me and all that sort of stuff, links down below, guys. I've just got to get through this month. I've got to get through this month, through Chicago. Once the Kickstarter funds, you know, I sort of get my travel expenses back out of the Kickstarter, if you know what I mean, because it's a business expense. Yeah, I'm 100% sure it's going to fund. I'm 99.99% sure it's going to fund, yeah. So I know the money will be coming back, but I've got to get through this month, and I've got to get to Chicago and out the other side. Yeah, so if you do want to help me with that, links down below, and it is appreciated, guys, genuinely. Very quickly, check the old PayPalers. This is one where I find out no one's done it. I'm like, no. Don't you hate that? Oh, it's been great. No. Oh, we've had a few. Thank you. Right. It's always good when you have a couple. Right. Just our Gaz actually sent a couple of nuggets. Right, that must have been that one. So yesterday, Wednesday, someone sent me something. Tom sent me 10 quid on Wednesday. Thank you, dude. I didn't see that at all. Gotta love PayPal, haven't you? Oh, Mozza, nice one. Thank you, buddy. Right, so that's where we are. Now, if you do have any questions, the Google form is open as my beautiful cat. We've got 5 questions so far. Yeah. All you got to do is links down below in the description. Go down, hit the Google form, enter your screen name, choose what platform you're on, just so I can keep track of it. And let me know what your question is. And we'll jump into those in the next 5 minutes or so. Yeah. People are pimping me. Oz for president. Oz for prime minister. Yeah, so I've been hearing a lot about this Kickstarter book. What sort is it going to be? It's going to be on terrain, mate. Yeah, I think what you call it, rather than deep delving and going deep delve into what the book's going to be about, I'm going to leave that because we're going to be talking about that and that sort of stuff. So I don't want to be going over, but it's a terrain essentials book, and it's essentially everything I think is essential about terrain. Yeah, and let's leave it at that for right now. Yeah, Gary's saying he saw my vlog. Kickstarter funded in 3 days. B Mozza, what Kickstarter funded in 3 days? Or are you making... we've got a bit of a sweepstake on the vlog. Yeah, I'm going to give away a signed copy of the book. Yeah. So it's quite interesting to see how people are leaving dates. My mum reckons it's gonna fund in like a day. The book, I will now open a bottle of red wine. Nice one, Menno. Menno started celebrating already. I'll kick in a bit on the Kickstarter. Nice one, John. Thank you, buddy. B Mozza reckons it's going to take, 3 days for me to sort. Boast for Pope. Boast for Pope. Pope boast. Can you imagine that? I would not make a good Pope. I would not make a good Pope at all. Right, I've got 6 questions so far. So that's looking all right. Look out, Waterstones. Can you imagine it? Can you imagine getting in Waterstones? That'd be awesome. So yeah, I had an absolutely brilliant trip over to the Beasts of War, guys. There's plans to do more with them in the future. Oh, thank you, Innsberg. Thank you, buddy. Oh, look at the little sprinkles. I like that. Oh, we've got to change that zombie though. It's got to be a dancing Mel, hasn't it? Yeah. Hot Max is saying 48 to 72 hours realistically. I just want it to fund. I mean, it'd be great if it hit stretch goals and all that sort of stuff, you know, and I got the full 156 page book. Yeah, but if it funds with just the softback, 96 page. What sort of book are you doing, Bosicle? Hey, stretch goals for hardcore, yeah, we'll see how quickly that funds. Ian's asking me, how was your flight over to Ireland? Let me show you how my flight over to Ireland was. Yeah. Hey, Dougie, thank you, matey. Right, how was my flight over to Ireland? Yeah, I did not realise they still had planes with propellers on. Do you know what it's like? Oh, leaving on a jet plane. That's not a jet plane. That's got propellers. And then I discovered, did you know, yeah, that, you know Luke Towan from Boulder Creek Railroad? He flies those planes. He's a pilot. He left a comment on my video. Yeah. I always wondered why he never become a full-time YouTuber. Yeah, with the sort of numbers he's doing and that sort of stuff. That explains it. He's a pilot. He's doing fine. He's doing okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. But he flies those, and he explained to me that they can't fly over 25,000 feet. And so they can't really get above the weather. You know, the really choppy weather. Yeah. So that was the trip to Ireland. Oh, my backside. Tam, the softcore book is a stretch goal. Flock me like your French ladies. Oh, Randy, nice one. Thank you, buddy. To keep you safe outside of Chicago. Oh, mate, thank you. Kez is so panicking over me going to Chicago. I'm sure we will all make this happen for you, Mal. Thanks, James. You've got more fan you kickstart. Go, go, go. Yeah, I reckon. Bet the plane was log-fueled as well. Been there, done that on a flight to Vegas once. Oh, dude, I'll tell you what. Talk about bouncing. Isn't it great that the propellers still go round though? Yeah, I'll tell you what was worrying though is every film I've seen. Yeah, the only times I see propellers, yeah, is in films now, and generally at some point during the fight, the propeller always comes off and spins through the cabin, cutting it aside. Now that was rather concerning, because any of you watching the vlog will realise I was quite close to the propeller. So I'm looking out the window and I'm like, yeah, if that comes off, I'm dead. You missed a great donation from Jumbo. Jumbo, 20, a few pork pies for you, fella. Long may it continue. Oh, dude, thank you. Oh, thanks. The notifications on my screen, they come up in weird places, and sometimes I don't see them, or you know what I mean, or I don't get the sound. Yeah, so sorry about that. There will be a survival package waiting for you when you check in. Thank you, Kat. She's looking after me while I'm in Chicago. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. There's actually whatchamacallit bars in America. I thought I made that word up. Right, I've got 7 questions. How much to reach the stretch goal for a blind blessed audiobook? Oh, God knows. God knows. Let's just get it funded. Yeah, we'll talk about stretch goals afterwards. Nice one, bro. Right, I have some questions. Yeah, very quick. Whoa, calm down. What was that? Okay, got Randy. Got Jumbo. I think that's Jumbo, yeah. Got Tim. Tim's done. Brian. Yeah. I think I haven't missed anyone. Okay. Right. I think we're okay. Right. Okay. I flew in a C-130's Hercules from Bryce Norton to Gibraltar. Oh, that's a good flight. Yeah, noisy 4-prob. I know that one. The toilet was a hole in the side. Do you remember when you used to... Back in the day, yeah, you're not allowed... I don't think you're allowed to do it anymore, but when you're getting transported up and down the country in the back of a 4-tonner, yeah, the only place that you could really go for a wee was sort of out the back of the wagon. Now, you couldn't actually, like, sort of flip it over the top and, pee over the tailgate, because you'd have cars following you. But the tailgate of a 4-ton truck, it's got footholes cut into it to help you climb up into the back. Yeah, and so you can sort of go through those. And I remember once I think we were coming back from Catterick or something like that. Yeah, and I needed a wee. Yeah, so I sort of moved to the sort of the back of the truck, and we were in the we were in the wagon. There was this car full of young ladies following behind, and I sort of like motioned them to back up a bit, because otherwise I'm going to clean your windows, darling. Oh, the things you used to do. My wife just bought me a whatchamacallit candy bar. I think I should be sponsored by whatchamacallit candy bars. Can't only jump out of planes if they're broken, otherwise you need some help. I was on a flight, I had to stop myself from shouting wee and waving my arms. I was in my 30s at the time. Where's the talent today? No kids to ably assist you. To be truthful, it's a school night. They had quite a late night. They've had sleepovers with their friends. You know what I mean? Yeah, and because they've had sleepovers, yeah, they stayed up really late, and so we've put them to bed early tonight. Yeah, you'll probably see them come down for the I need a drink, but does your hoodie say knob on it? Mob, you dirty-minded bugger, Gary. And that'll break your comics. Nope, you're not allowed anymore. Now they fit in roller coaster seats in them. That'll break your comic. Oh, coccyx. Oh. Oh, no worries, Steve. No worries at all. Max, try flying in a Chinook Cali when it starts to put a voice in there. Oh, the good old days. Right. Oh, Rob. Okay, Rob's thrown into the pit. It hasn't come up on the screen. I think he's done it direct. But he's thrown... No message. Just 25 quid. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, buddy. 14 on on the old Twitch. Oh, Oddin's in. Yeah, Rob, I've just seen you send me over a couple of quid, mate. Thank you, buddy. Right, I need to do some questions, so I need to keep track of that chat. I need to keep track of that chat. I need to track of that chat. Oh. £72 change until the target is reached. Give Mel money. Thank you, Insane. I think we're probably going to go past that target considering the hit, but we'll just keep going. Yeah, but thank you, guys. Right. Questions and answers. I should really fix that chat thing before we go on. Right. Let's see if I can do this. See if that works. Right. Tim on YouTube. 17 on Twitch. Nice. Thank you, guys. Hey, Mel, I just finished video on Beats of War XL. Oh, okay. We're going in deep, are we? Right. Hey, Mel, just finished the video on Beats of War XLBS, and I just wanted to say thank you for all the work you put in. I definitely need a coffee now, but it's 10 PM, and I need to get up at 5 AM, so just a cup of juice and a few minutes of the live stream. Tim, no worries, buddy. No worries at all, dude. Yeah. Right. Second question from Tiger Tank. Okay. Hi, I want my bolt action, but I can't afford the starter set. How do I get them cheap or trade for them? Some sit places advice would be useful. Love your work, Mel. If you want to get into bolt action quite cheap, I mean, you can go for a PDF rulebook. That'll save you some money. On top of that, there's a lot of people who do sell the rulebooks. There's a lot of good Facebook groups that are, sort of bolt action buy and sell. So you can pick up rulebooks and stuff there pretty cheap, to be perfectly honest. Also, they go second hand on Amazon. So that's a good way of getting the rules. With regards to the models, what you've got to, although Warlord have made a game and they've made miniatures to go with it, bolt action isn't like 40k. Bolt action, you can pick up any models. So if you really can't afford to get into the 28mm version, go and have a look at perhaps some smaller 15mm models. Yeah, they're available a lot more cheaply, and play it at a slightly different scale. Or use a different manufacturer's models, or use plastic green army men whilst you build things up. It's okay. Yeah, you don't need to buy into the completely official version of bolt action or any war game. This is your hobby, okay? So if you want to get into it slowly, and that's a good idea, you know, it's not always the best idea to sort of like buy an entire army and do the do the rules and all that sort of stuff before you actually engage in the game and really get into it. So dripping yourself in and feeding yourself in is a really good way of doing it. But Facebook buy and sell groups, Amazon secondhand, eBay's a good place to pick up rules and all that sort of stuff. And on top of that, remember, you can play at different scales. So essentially, all of wargaming miniatures, from the little plastic green army men all the way up to, you know, Warlords, excellent plastic kits and that sort of stuff. All of those will work. Yeah. Above all, it's about playing. Yeah. Don't think you need to be official and use official stuff. Yeah. This is your hobby. Yeah. JP Grotz. I got my Adepticon badge changed to an exhibitor's badge. So here's some love, Mel. Share the wealth. To an exhibitor's badge. How do you do that, dude? I don't have a badge. And I asked Dave if I needed to register. And Dave just went, nope, just turn up. Do you know what it's like going all the way to the States to a convention and you do... I mean, I know, I trust Dave, and I trust Dave with my life. Yeah? And it's like Dave's handling my accommodation. I don't even know what I'm supposed to check in under. Yeah? I haven't registered. You know, it's like, I'm waiting for that. Registration's closed. You can't get into Adepticon anymore. I can't get in, can't I? Now, the only saving grace is I know Dave is really good mates with Hank Headley. And Hank Headley is the guy who set Adepticon up and he runs it. And Adepticon is essentially his, you know what I mean, as a convention. He keeps himself behind the scenes a lot, you know, and it's a big team effort. But he's the head honcho, you know. Everything falls on his shoulders. So him and Dave are really good mates, yeah. So I know it's all sorted, but it's really weird flying over to a convention knowing I'm just going on faith that, one, I've got somewhere to stay, and two, I can actually get into the convention. I mean, can you imagine it, getting there and not being able to get into the convention, sitting outside the doors? Hi guys. Adepticon has a badge for you. Sounds like. I would hope so. People saying Warlord minis are very cheap, about £1 per mini in the 20-man. Yeah, they're not massively expensive, but you can jump on. You know, there's other ways if money is really tight, and we know what that's like. Oh, James has sent something as well. I'll check that out in just a second. Right, so that's Tiger Tank's question answered. Okay, MDJ Red. Oh, he's saying YouTube, but I saw him on Twitch. I saw him on yeah, he's a Twitch. Hi Mel, how are Young doing? You, me, I'm doing well, or the kids are doing well. Everything's going well, mate. To be truthful, we're getting there. But that was an easy question to answer. Right, 4 of 9. Tom. I found out this week that Rod Stewart is a massive model railway fan. Yeah, have you seen his layout? I love it when stars come out and they show that they're modelers and war gamers and stuff like that. Yeah, but yeah, Rod Stewart, he came out on a show and he's got a beautiful layout that he's built. Yeah. Do you think you might have any famous followers? Are there any you would like to? Oh, that's an interesting question. I wasn't sure where this question was going, but do I have any famous followers? I don't know. I know I've never had someone famous reach out to me on the quiet and sort of say, you know, love your stuff. Yeah. I would imagine that quite a lot of people in the hobby have famous followers, but I would imagine that famous followers, when they interact on social media for their personal stuff, I would imagine that they use pseudo accounts, you know what I mean? So that, you know, everyone doesn't go, oh, such and such is into this, and you know what I mean, to keep their privacy, and so they can interact as just a hobbyist. Yeah, so I don't think I have any. Or I don't know if I have any, if you know what I mean. Are there any you would like to? I think, to be truthful, it's really weird. I mean, obviously there's a few people that, you know, I'd like, you know, musicians and actors and actresses and stuff like that. That would be cool. But I think the one I'd like the most, by far, yeah, would be Neil Buchanan from Art Attack. Yeah, I think if Neil Buchanan was following me, yeah, that would make my day. Yeah, Neil Buchanan, I reckon. Although he's a lead singer in a rock band now, doing the university circus. We are all famous. We are terrainiacs. Well said, Cat. I bet. I like riding and flying small prop planes because you get a sense of flying. Jets feel like you're riding in a buzz. Yeah, well, not sure on that, Tim. Yeah. How big is Warhammer 40k in Ireland? Pretty big, but Warhammer 40k is pretty big in the UK. It's, you know, it's our home. You can't pass a newsagents in the UK without seeing White Dwarf. It's everywhere. You know what I mean? And GW is in all of our high streets for all our big cities. So, you know, definitely, 40k is definitely popular here. Pagan's saying I'm famous for my farts. I am in this house. 15 on Twitch, 105 on on YouTube. Very nice. Mel, are you... Oh, I didn't see that. Did it? Bloody hell, Neil Buchanan. There's a name from the past. Indeed, Rob. I heard a rumour Neil Buchanan was actually Banksy. Do you know what? I've heard that from a few different people. And if you look at some of the old Art Attack stuffs that used to do the montages, and then you look at Banksy's, graffiti work, yeah, you know what? I can see a similarity. And it would fit. It would fit him. Do you know what I mean? Morrissey is a huge fan of me. Right, okay, questions and answers. So yeah, I think Neil B would be my would be my go-to. Right, go on from Gaz. Right, just before we do Gaz, I want to quickly check because I think someone may have sent me stuff. Jace might be joining us soon. Go on. Log that in. That's Randy. Right, it's not updated anymore, so I don't think I'm... Oh, yeah. Okay, so... Weban S, any message? No message, but he sent us a $5. Thank you, buddy. Mentos looks like probably about $10 looking at that. We have faith in you, Mel. Thank you, buddy. £7. Thank you, buddy. You lot are bloody brilliant. Do you know that? Right. Gaz B is asking, looking to do a large section of grass for an airfield for Blood Red Skies and was wondering what's the best way to achieve a nice even coverage of grass. For Blood Red Skies, you're looking what? Blood Red Skies is about what? Is it? It's not 15 mil, is it? It's slightly bigger than Cruel Seas, which is 1/300th. I think is it 1/100th or 1/200th scale. I think at that sort of scale, you've either got to drop down to like 2 mil static grass with a with a flocking applicator, or I would go for just an even coat of flock and then use clump foliage to establish bushes. Another way you could do it, you could probably do it with terry toweling. Paint it, dry brush it. James, was that Weban? That's James, right, nice one. 1/200 for Blood Red Skies, right, 1/200. Yeah, 1 2 mil static grass you could use. So you could buy that, you could buy the greens and perhaps a yellow from flocking.biz and mix in your own, in fact, to be truthful, Gaz, I'd really probably consider switching over and going for something like, you know, the rolls of paper static grass you can get. Yeah. Javis sell them. They're only a couple of quid and you can buy them from pretty much all the railroad shops. And just go for the rolls and just cut the pieces out of that and just glue them down and drop them in sections. I think that's probably the easiest way of going for the smaller scale. Yeah, grass for doing an airfield. Now, this airfield, Gaz, I want to see it. Oh no, I'm out of a brew. 30 years ago, I bought my shoppy from a guy who used the back room to build a railroad setups. He was hired to fly all over the world to build for folks for huge money. Yeah, and look, I'll be honest with you. I know I would probably make a lot more money if I was in the railroad scene. Yeah, because people pay in that scene, you know what I mean? And there's a hell of a lot more people interested in model railroads than there is wargaming. But I like wargaming and just modelling in general, so I'm good. I'm good. Right, more questions. Kaz? Can I get a brew, darling? Can I get a brew?
Yeah.
Oh, bit of sellotape from where I was doing my vlog. Sweet, cheers, no worries. Working on German planes for now. No worries, Gaz. But yeah, check out the paper rolls you get from, from model railroad shops. I think they'll work best for you. Right. Question 6 of 10. This one's for Max. Matt, wondering if you could do a Western Town diorama for the book Kickstarter for 10 mil. I'd love that. Probably not, Max, to be truthful. Western's quite a limited, gaming-wise, it's quite a narrow focus, so we'd have to really fill the book out for me, have the space to do that. And also, 10 mil's a weird scale for wargaming, you know what I mean? So I need to make sure that, you know, the stuff in the book fits as many categories as possible. That's one of the challenges of the book, you know what I mean? You know, when you open it up to the entire world and ask them what do they want, there's going to be things that you just can't fulfill for everyone. Yeah, what I've got to do is look for the most commonly requested things and make sure they are covered. And if they're not, figure out how to shoehorn them in. I will need that phrase for my English class. Can I get a brew, darling? Very British, isn't it? Right. Next question. The Anton. Yeah? the new lady is looking to make a board. Now let's just stop at that, and let's all congratulate Anton for getting himself a new lady who's a terrainiac. You nice lucky bugger, you. Yeah. So the new lady is looking to make a board that is half normal and half death. Your missus is a bit interesting, dude. With the landscape black and rotten. Suggestions. Yeah, my suggestion on this would be the creeping death idea. What I would do is I would, somewhere on the board, I would put some sort of swamp and radiate the death out of that. And I would do it so that, best way to describe, fingers, tendrils creeping through the terrain, creeping up the trees, touching into buildings and decaying them. Yeah, I mean, I know you've got an airbrush so you can go in and get the decay. Decay colours, you want a touch of black, raw umber, yeah, and you want sap green to get a really sort of rotty, sort of mulchy, dark browny, greeny, browny, mulchy look. Yeah, so those are your colours. Yeah. Pick up a penguin! I'll read the joke in a minute, guys. Yeah. So yeah, imagine tendrils radiating out from the swamp. I'm thinking a swamp, but I mean it could be something like a meteor crash with some like weird, evil glowing rock in it. You know what I mean? Yeah, and the tendrils are creeping out, infecting the earth from there. I think that's the best way to do the idea of, oh, half of it is normal and half of it is death. Because otherwise, how do you do the transition line? You know? What is it, like a Blood Bowl pitch? Team good, team bad. I like the idea of the tendrils creeping in, yeah, and infecting things. Also, I think that if you did it sort of like half good, half bad with the transition line, I think the ideas of the tendrils going to certain places and changing things, yeah, would be a far more interesting board. In fact, that's a bloody good idea. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with that. Do that for me, because I want to see that. But, you know, literally the idea, you wouldn't even have to do the tendrils, would you? Because, I mean, as long as you were darker, just spraying over the ground and darken it, it would give the impression that there's something there. You know what I mean? Oh, I thought a brew was a pint, a beer, a pint. Technically, a brew is both. A brew is what you call it. It's both a pint, a drink of beer, and also, yeah. Generally, Brits we refer to brewing up, yeah, as making a hot drink, yeah. But brewing and brewery is alcohol. So, home brewers and their use of the word brew would be referred to alcohol. Anne said, nice one, sunshine. So, Anne's going to give that a go. Do you like the idea, Anne? Oh, Chris, nice one. Here it comes. Right. I'll wait for that to pop up. I don't think it's popped up on screen yet. There we go. Hi, Chris Holden saying, hi, Mel, not spoken for a while, but great to see you with the Beastie Boys this weekend. It was. Remember betting? I do. Yeah. Me and Chris have a bit of a history. Yeah, we used to scam betting together. This thing called match betting, he helped me out ages ago get through a Christmas. Yeah, doing it again for another random stranger. He's a top bloke. Yeah, here's a tenner for your trip. Thank you, buddy. James Frith saying, Creeping Death on tour 2019. Oh, yeah. Yeah, thank you, Chris. It is appreciated, buddy. Right, question 8 of 10. You guys better get some more bloody questions in for me. Pete on YouTube. How do you measure and cut curves, especially symmetrical ones? Well, curve cutting can be a bit challenging, and it depends on what size. I have a couple of ways of cutting. I have a set of like templates with curves on them, weird, strange curves and stuff, and I use that quite a lot to get quite nice curves. I use a protractor, okay. I also have like lots of discs and stuff that you can cut round. I used to use plates and bowls. That's how I handle, you know, marking out the circles. When it comes to cutting, what I tend to find is I tend to go 1 millimetre out of where I've cut and then come in and trim it afterwards. It's a lot easier to make a finer, more precision cut when you're not having to worry about getting through the bulk of the material, whatever material you're cutting first. So unless you're really good with your cutting tools and you know you've got a lot of experience, you know, do a rough cut first, then come in and clean it up. Yeah, so that's how I would handle cutting curves and measuring them, mate. Right, James is off. Catch you later. Cats, watch your drumming up more. Watch your questions.
Hey, my dryer's broke.
Will they not come up, turn on?
No, it's making funny noises.
Is it properly broke?
Sounds like it, yeah. Don't worry, we'll sort it next month. I'll use your mother's. Get on YouTube first and see if you can fix it.
I will. I'm at the studio all day. Kaz? Oh, she's gone. Oh, life. Right. I'm becoming quite a dryer technician, to be perfectly honest, with the amount of times I've had to fix dryers. Oh. All right. Right. Another question. Okay, right. Before I do that, I'm going to read the joke off the penguin bars. We are 1 viewer on Twitch away from 20 viewers. Okay, so. Where's the joke? Why was the penguin popular? Because he was an ice guy. Oh, you don't mix these. Billy Redtail is asking me, have I ever made an Airfix plane? Yes. I've got to make this one soon as well. Air support for my chindits. Drink. Oh, right. Couple of questions. Check the comments. Have my penguin bar. Sounds like we're getting 2 Kickstarters. Kickstarter for the dryer. Oh, mate. Right. Right. Gothic Gaming. Been watching content since the YouTube channel was launched, but never got a chance to watch live. Welcome aboard, mate. After the XLBS show, yeah, the Beast of War show today, I cancelled plans to make sure I could join in. Whoa, damn, that was heavy, and in a selfish way, I was so glad to see I was not alone. You're never alone on these things, matey. Question. I am looking at making a 3x3 modular table of 9 1-foot by 1-foot tiles for Ark World 2nd edition is released. Any tips on where to start for the designs, or do you just jump in and work around the happy accidents? I think if you're making a modular table, then what you've really got to do... You see, I don't see the point in just making a modular table that's just basic. Bless you! I don't see... Hey, I'm JC. Yeah. I don't see the point in making a modular board that's just basic. Because why make it modular? Why not just use a battle mat or have a full board? So if you're going to go down the modular route, I think what you really need to do is decide, why do I want to make it modular? And what is it that I'm making modular? What features are the board going to have? You see... Oh, nice one, Daikon. Darren? Yeah. So... I think really, if you're going to the effort for modularity, yeah, you've got to decide what are you doing that for, and once you've decided that, then you can start to look at what you need on the board, and then you can look at how you integrate that across borders. Yeah. Now I'll be honest, 9 1-foot by 1-foot tiles, I think you may have problems. Yeah. Making that modular. That's quite a lot of small tiles, to be perfectly honest. But it will really depend on what you're trying to achieve with it. Gothic. throw another question in. Give us a bit more detail about what you want this board to be, and we'll pick it up in a minute when we reach to it, mate. But I think I think realistically you've got to I think before you make a board modular, you've still got to decide what the board is going to be. You see, modular is a type of board. It's not a design for a board. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Because, right, I'm going to make a modular board. That's great. Is it sci-fi or is it fantasy? It's not a design. Yeah, it's a type of board. Yeah, so I think what you need to do is really figure out what your design is first, mate. And then figure out how and if modularity enables that design and makes it better. Or whether it actually hampers it and constricts it, in which case, don't make it modular. Right. MDJ Red. I'm currently working on a Panzerfaust Ost G tank, but I can't find the right Dunkelgelb dark. Dark yellow. If you know this colour, maybe you know how to get the right combinate. It's a desaturated, what colour? It's a yellowy green, isn't it? Like an ochre sort of green. Not an ochre green. What does Fred call it? Van Dyke? Yeah. Easiest way of getting those is what you call it. Head over to like either Vallejo or I think MiG Ammo do the colours, and they have like box sets of specific, German paints. Also, I think you've got to remember that although we're quite rectal when it comes to is this the right colour for this tank, weather, exposure to light, what paint they had to throw on it at the factory, all have a factor. So you don't have to always nail the exact sort of right colour. See you, Gaz. So, be aware of that, mate. But yeah, if you're really after the bang on right colour, go check out the diorama makers, the people who make the colours for the dioramas. Yeah, because they have, paint sets that cover all this sort of stuff. I hear you, I hear you, Jace. I'm here, bud. You know it. Right, very quickly, check. Just in case I need a new dryer. It's always the way, isn't it? Show's going great. Dryer's broke. Someone's here. Emailed me over the Brussels meeting, so I'll jump on that, Sander. Yeah, let me get over the show first. Yeah, I don't want to make sure I'm not missing anyone. Right, Right, I've got another question there. Right, Dave is asking, yeah, I used your wire tree technique to make some cactus for Wild West Exodus, but I couldn't think of anything small enough to do the needles. Any suggestions? Yeah, Cocktail. I think with the needles, at best you could use thin wire. Cocktail sticks are going to be too small. Static grass or anything like that, it's going to be too fiddly, too fragile. Really thin wire is probably the best option. You could push it into whatever it is that you've used to bulk out the cactus. Yeah. But at the same time, to be truthful, would you even see the spikes at 28mm? Realistically, you know what I mean? I mean, we all paint eyes on our models, but at 28mm, they wouldn't exist on a modelling scale. So I don't know whether you'd actually want to do them. I can see why you want to do them, but sometimes we can go in too deep. I mean, another thing that you could do is you could give like your cactuses a bit of a, a bit of a texture with some sort of grit. Not a full texture, a more spread texture, you know what I mean, with gaps in between it. And then give it a light dry brush with like a yellow, just so you get the little pinpricks of the yellow to give the indication of the spikes. Jim's saying, Mel, which night are you planning on going to do a meet-up and greet at the pub at Adepticon? I do not know. Once the Kickstarter is launched, yeah, the week before Adepticon, I'll figure Adepticon. Right now, I'm not thinking about Adepticon, other than trying to get to Adepticon. Yeah, but with regards to Dave's cactus question, I think that's the best way to go. Gary's saying for the needles, you could use paintbrush bristles. Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking it's a lot of work. You know what I mean? A lot of work, guys. 21 on Twitch. Nice one. Jarvis said they would only sell to companies when I tried. Yeah, Jarvis do what you call it, but you've got to realise that there's plenty of companies that stock Jarvis, mate. Plenty. Just go and have a look in their list of what you call it, of sellers. On their website, they have a list of people who sell their product. Just drill down through one of those and pick one of those. Right, Pete again. YouTube, before you had a rad studio to work in, how did you manage limited space for your builds? By annoying the wife. Do a meet and greet every night and you'll get a free load. I'm not getting drunk every meet. Right, anyway, right. How did I manage the space for my builds? I cut out 2 tiny shapes so far and I'm tripping over myself, constantly moving things out of the way every time I want to measure, cut, saw. It is a challenge, and it is a challenge in my studio as well, to be truthful, guys. I think, you've just got to develop a decent way of working, you know, a methodical working pattern. Clean work, dirty work. So if you know it's going to be messy, yeah, only have out what you need. Do all your cuts at the same sort of time, do all your messy work, clean up, put those tools away, and then take on and move on to the more clean work. It is sort of this methodical thing, but it is a challenge. Coming up with a storage system where you can take work, literally take it as it's drying, put it on a shelf and not have to adjust things while you work on something else is a good one. So standardizing like your trays that you work on to meet your storage space is a really good way of doing it, so that, you know, as one comes off, another one can go straight back on and everything fits. It's not that you can't do it with limited space, it's just unless you organize yourself properly, limited space comes with a lot of admin whenever there's a change from one job to another. Yeah, so this idea of, you know, perhaps all your come up with a set of tools and materials that you use for all your basing and texturing and that sort of stuff. Keep those in one little box, so that when you get to that stage, instead of having to go through everything and put stuff away, yeah, and then find that I need that, right, I need my basing and texturing box, bring that down, I've got all the tools for that, I'll work on I'll work on this, and then when I'm done, all these bits go back in that box, they go up with the same time as that. It's just about getting organised. That's what I found was the best way of doing it. I think we've probably hit target, or pretty close to it, to be truthful. Less the watcher, less the dryer. I'll be getting on Facebook and finding one of those later. Oh my life. I don't think I've had any more, so there's no more shout outs to do. Right, next question. Question 13 of 17. From Randy. Please refresh my memory. Which glues are not to be mixed together? Is it super glue and PVA? Super glue and PVA, it's a bit weird. Super glue will just, the PVA will just cause the super glue to immediately harden because the water. The 2 glues you do not mix together is super glue and hot glue. Yeah, because it vaporizes the super glue. The vapors go up and they bond to any moisture in the environment, such as your eyes. Okay, so the 2 glues you do not mix together is super glue and hot glue. I mean, to be truthful, it's fine if the hot glue has cooled down and then you're adding super glue near it. Yeah, it's completely inert. But if you've got wet super glue, do not hit it with with hot glue. Good idea on the specific boxes for tools and materials for each kind of thing. Yeah, it's a good way of balancing that, that workflow, mate. Mal, it's probably just a heating element. $15 and easy to change yourself. We'll see. So far, I've taught myself how to change the belt. Yeah, how to replace the bearings, all through YouTube. This is what you do, isn't it? When you've had a bit of a tight life and it's like, right, let's fix this. Right, let's keep going with these questions. We are on 10 o'clock and I have 3 more questions to go. You guys better keep me going. Right, Kat. Okay, Kat's desperate to keep me going here. She's asking questions. Right. Kat's asking me about the live shows for what's going on. So what are you doing a live show for the Kickstarter on Friday? Will you still do a Thursday show in the studio? What time for Friday? Right, my general idea is I still do a Thursday show because people are getting used to me being on Thursday and I need to keep that regular. I don't know if I'm going to be in the studio. I don't know if I'm going to be at home. It's the day before Kickstarter launch. I don't know. Okay, it depends how the week goes. But either way, yeah, I'll be live, Thursday or Friday. Thursday. The Friday show, the Kickstarter, I believe, goes live at 5 PM UK time. Yeah, so what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to go live probably about half hour before that. Yeah, and stay live for about an hour, hour and a half through the launch. I mean, it might go crazy. We might stay on. I don't know. Yeah. I'm even not sure about being live when it goes live. But I figure, you know, in for a penny, in for a pound. Let's do it. You know, I'm going to be at home. I'm going to be staring at the computer when it goes live. So I might as well stare at the computer while you lot stare at me. Mel, are you suggesting that YouTube videos are an excellent medium to teach folks skills? Shocking. Absolutely shocking. I know. I mean, who would ever believe you'd watch a YouTube video to learn something? Right. Okie dokie. Gothic Gaming. He's come back with the 1 foot modular tiles. I started thinking about making a ruined churchyard cathedral from a number of MDF kits I have seen online. I thought a modular board would be beneficial for 2 reasons: transport and replayability, as the layouts can be changed around. Plus, making extra boards for added individual battlefields. As this is my first major project, I thought starting small with 1x1 tiles. Nah, I think you're overthinking it, mate. It's a great idea for a board, but here's the thing, yeah? Generally, the reason you want modular boards is because you want a feature, yeah, that runs across the length of a board that you want to be able to change. Now, quite often this feature is either a river or a road, because they're the only 2 real features, you know, generally, yeah, that run across a board. Yeah, and what you don't want to do is do that thing where you make a 6 foot by 4 foot board or a 3 by 3 foot board. You put either a road or a river in one static place and you are playing over that every single time. Yeah, so we make these things modular so we can move them round and they look great. That's using the modularity design thing. That's sort of why we build modular boards. That's cool. The terrain you're talking about building doesn't need to be modular. It doesn't need to connect up with another board. I would personally go in and I would build your ruined churchyard cathedral, yeah, and make scatter pieces. You've still got they're still far better for transport. You've still got the replayability because you can put them wherever you want. Yeah. It also reduces the project down from sort of like the worry of, can I keep this modular? But also, once you've done that, let's say you say, right, okay, I do want to do a modular board now with the roads and the paths. You can take those builds and just glue them to your modular tiles and then just blend them in with the flock and everything and take your scatter pieces and turn them into modular pieces in a future iteration of the project. Yeah, so right now, mate, I think you're biting off a bit too much to chew and there's no benefit in it because you're not doing roads or rivers really. Yeah, you're doing scatter pieces. So build your scatter pieces and then once you build those, then look at stepping it up. You know what I mean? I think that's where you need to go, Gothic. Yeah, what you call it? JP Grotz is saying make rivers and roads a scatter. That's perfectly acceptable and perfectly doable as well. Yeah, I do it. Just what you call it? It's just, I think what you call it, with modular tables, we see the roads and the rivers on modular tables as a step up terrain-wise. You know what I mean? It's a bit more of a feature table. Yeah, so I think also with the rivers, there's always that thing that when you do scatter pieces with rivers, we all know in our minds, rivers are down. But with scatter pieces, you have to do that thing where you have to raise the sides up to make a little dip with the water in. Yeah, and it's one of those little things which, you know, tend to bug us gamers. You know, that's not, which is why with rivers we tend to go for the modularity. Were you shuffling and wriggling then?
I was trying to sleep.
That was a bit of a bottom wiggle, wasn't it? He's going to shrivel up.
Drink and bed.
Hello.
I thought you were supposed to get that hairbrush. The hairbrush was here. Where's the proper big one?
Don't you just live streaming while, you know, just life goes on?
No, I'm sorry. But
No, look,
room,
darling, yeah, this has been our life for how many years? It's just a giggle. I look at everybody else's live streams and they've got these wonderful lits and it's all smooth and professional. And mine, you've got the dog running round, you've got the girl running through. Kez is going, right, where's the airbrush? It's how we roll in it, folks. Right. Okay, shout out for the PayPals if you would like to support me on my trip to Adepticon and fixing the dryer. Links down below. Right, we're on 15 or 21. Oh, Red Green's asking, okay, for trains, there's like Valison, but RC, Seafood, they have all kinds of light. Radio controlled. I'm not much for putting lights into kits, to be perfectly honest. I know I've got to do it and I've got a plan on it for an X-Wing board. But I don't want to do that until I've had a proper chat with the guys over at FFG. Yeah? And I'm hoping to get a proper chat with those at Adepticon. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah? But lighting and stuff like that, it's not my favourite thing. I know Wooden Scenics have done a lot of stuff with lighting kits recently. Yeah, and they do look good. It's just a personal preference thing. But it is something that I want to challenge, I want to take on for videos and stuff like that. Massive shout out to SpongeBob. Sponge Rob. Love you, darling.
Go on then, tell your brother. Get into bed now, it's bedtime, it's the school night. Love you. Oh, yeah.
Well, to make you a compliment, your camera in line is at least as good at PewDiePie's. Is it? Excellent. Is that a compliment? I don't know. I don't watch the guy. Right. Right, next question. Quinn. If we don't win the sweepstakes, can we still buy a signed copy? I don't know. I don't know logistically how signing will work because Dave's handling the distribution. The books aren't coming to me. So I would have to get books from Dave, yeah, and then ship them out. But what I will say is if you ever grab me at a convention and you bring a book along, I will sign it quite happily. Just bring a pen. Yeah? Oh, Matt! Thank you, buddy. Thanks for firing my enthusiasm for the hobby once again. Thanks for supporting me, buddy. You're awesome. Oh. Thank you, guys. I'm going to have to dance, aren't I? I'm wearing pyjama bottoms. Children, cover your eyes. We're not here for professionalism, mate. We're here for the personal touch. Just as well, you're not here for professionalism. There's, and the microphone falls off the desk. There's the professionalism for you. Okay then. Right. Is that Bailey's Irish Cream Willow has? No, it's milk, mate. If it was Corbin, you know, he's getting to that age. I caught him sneaking a beer. He's 13, he's in the cadets. I was the same at his age. Yeah, so if it was Corbin, it'd be like a double check. But Willow's still on the milk. Oh, I'd love to bump into you at a convention, but you're across the pond. Not at the end of March. I'm at Adepticon. So yeah, signed copies. If you ever grab me somewhere, then I will gladly sign it. Secondly, I know this is going to sound a bit weird, but if you're happy shipping your copy to me and covering the postage back, yeah, I'll sign it. No worries. Yeah, it's just the logistics of the getting the books and sending them out, that sort of thing. That's the problem. Budget Craftsmel will be at the Adepticon this year. Right. Mad Phil. Like that name? I'm starting Adeptus Titanicus board and I'm dry of inspiration. What's your process for starting a board? I have two 12mm 2x4 boards to build something exciting. I've got plenty of buildings, but I feel I'm lacking a starting jumping off point. Generally it's an idea or it's a scene from a film or a book or something like that that I'll get my board inspiration from. Pardon me. Adaptus Titanicus. I mean, it's you're looking at the Gothic ruins, aren't you? That's what Adaptus Titanicus is mainly about. But any other board, and essentially you've got no line of sight blocking terrain. I suppose you could do mountains and caverns and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm struggling with that one to come up with ideas. But with regards to where I come up with my ideas, it would be, yeah, books, films, that sort of stuff. You know, I'll see a scene, I'll see a set of things in one and a set of things in another, and I'll pull them together. But, yeah. Guys in the comments, let's see if we can add... if we can help Mad Phil out. Yeah? Throw in your ideas for what you call it, for Adaptus Titanicus boards. Is that 10mm or 8mm Adaptus Titanicus? Dude. Oh! Anonymous donated 20 quid through Super Chat. I love the channel and enjoyed the videos with the Beasts of War this weekend. Nice one. Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much. Right, next question. Remember, guys, if you've got questions, get them into the Google Doc because I see them. I can't jump into questions on the comments. Yeah, they fly back way too quick, and so I can't track them properly. Right, which do you think is harder, building or painting? Painting. Yeah, what do you think most folks have trouble with? Painting. Yeah, painting is finishing it off and making it look real, and that's where the challenge is because we're trying to replicate something that we see as... I need to get my painting up to realistic, and the more realistic we can make it, the better. Building is one thing, but painting is the finishing touches. It's the one I struggle with most, and it's the one I've dedicated a lot of time to this year. Yeah, but definitely painting. Right, I have 2 more questions left, so just going to have a quick brew. Right, we've got some for the Adaptus Titanicus. It's 8mm these days, used to be 6mm. It did. Yeah. For an AT board, I'd go for 28mm scale terrain hills and the like that. So yeah, lots of big hills for Titans to hide back. I would go for... I don't think I'd go for hills. I think I'd go more for mesas. You know, the idea of the plateaus. The reason being is hills have more of a slope, okay? And I think that's going to reduce playable space, whereas mesas, they tend to have like a bit of scree at the, you know, the loose ground at the bottom, and they're quite sharp-sided. So I think if you're going for that sort of hilly sort of board, I think by going for mesas, yeah, plateaus, you get more playable space, and it would define your sort of line of sight blocking terrain a lot better than a hill. You know what I mean? Yeah, me and Corbin have noticed this with my Burma terrain, that because it's slightly sloped and then a bit bushy, it's a bit vague when it comes to true line of sight, and it's something we're working on. So I think if you did just gentle slopes, you'd have those problems with placing and all that sort of stuff. But if you did mesas, which is the idea of that rocky plateau, yeah, sharp drops with like a bevel round the bottom of loose scree and rocks that have sort of crumbled off. The other thing is if you do mesas, yeah, you've got the most sort of placeable terrain. If you imagine slopes on a hill, yeah, there's going to be a lot of chunk of that. Yeah, you'll be able to place at the bottom, you'll be able to place at the top, and it might be a bit iffy on the hillside. If you do a mesa, which is essentially like that, straight down, and a little one. It's playable all the way up to here. It's playable on top of here. You're losing perhaps a centimetre or two around each plateau. So yeah. JP's saying, buildings for AT, just make some toolboxes. Boxes are great, and then just get a little bit of balsa wood and just add strips to them to give it a little bit of a fascia. You don't need to cut out all the windows. Or if you want, go out, get yourself some granny grating, then put a layer of cardboard over the top of that. Yeah. Pop out, you know, literally with something to push through. Just push through the cardboard, yeah, through the holes repeatedly to put your windows in. Come in, bit of balsa wood, add those in, yeah. Give it a filler wash, a dilute filler wash. Spray it with a dark, grey, and then, you know, dry brush it up. Buildings. I should do a tutorial on that, shouldn't I? I just have. Right, let's see how long it takes for someone to publish that one on YouTube now. I've given it out. What are all the bar jokes? Messes of Mars terrain. Couple of broken up tripods. Canal terrain hazards, ruins. Yeah, Hob, I like that. If you combine that with the Messer idea, that would work really well. Of course, it's Mars. Mechanicum. That's where the Titan legions are from. Oh, there's... No, most, you haven't got time to do a Titan. You don't even have the game. Stop it. See, I get carried away like this. It's Massa. The E sounds like a hard A. Is that right? Is it Massas? Cat saying, granny grating is plastic needlepoint canvas. Yes, it is. Right. Oh, got a few more questions. I've got about 15 minutes left to go. Jace. Not sure if you want to... Oh, okay, not sure. Right, that's Jace sending me a message about, right, do you want to shout people about what we're talking about next week? Not right now. Got a bit of a background admin to do, and that's just something about that. I'm focusing on Kickstarter right now, to be perfectly honest, so I want to keep that. That's a job for coming on, so don't worry about that. Right, that was a bit confusing, wasn't it? Nice one, Otis. Okay, right, Gothic. Oh, Gothic's back with the tiles. Thanks for the ideas. Maybe scatter would be better. It would be, mate. New question. Is there a board or piece of terrain you really want to make and either haven't got round to it or put it off for other projects? There's about 100 of them in here, mate. I'm not going to open it up, but it is page after page after page of pages and pages and pages and pages and pages and pages and pages of boards I want to make. Can't say, Bill, remember, he talks funny. I do. Yeah, but yeah, there's loads of projects. So just like that idea of the Mars Mesa with the canals and, you know, the tripods and stuff like that. I'd have a great time building that board, but I don't have time. Right, question 23 of 24. I'm just going to do a quick chat on, what do you call it? Make sure I don't want to miss anyone, that's the thing. Yeah, got Matt's. I think that's Rob's. So yeah, we're good. We're good. We're not missing anyone. I don't think we're missing anyone. Right, guys, remember, links down below. Okay, Gary C. Nails. Evening, Mel. Do you have an answer for gluing polystyrene together? I've chose this for the terrain baseboard. Purchased a cheap hot knife, but curious what bonds pieces together. Welcome on board, buddy. Right, PVA glue, mate. Yeah, you can go through a load of my early Back to Basics videos. I've got loads of demonstrations. There's actually a video on using PVA and that sort of stuff. Go and have a look in the Back to Basics playlist. Have a look at my frequently asked questions video. And I cover the techniques in there and the materials and how I do it and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, but that'll answer your question, mate. But PVA is the way to go. Just put it in little dots. Still waiting for Mel's Necromonger Gorka Borka. Oh, yeah, the Gorka Morka board. See, this is the problem. Yeah, we can have a live show and I'll walk away from a live show with 2 or 3 boards I want to build. And then we have another live show the week after. I'm just not that good. I wish I was. Right, Jumbo on Twitch. Easy question. You've probably been asked 300 times and I've watched umpteen hours of your shows on YouTube, but I've never built anything. I have a large blank wooden board. Would you start with a city, rolling hills, mountains? What was your first tabletop and what do you wish you'd started with? Right, okay, my first piece of wargaming terrain, yeah, I actually built before. Yeah, we'll roll. Right, guys, I'm going to switch the questions off now because this is quite a nice question for me to roll out on for 5 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Right, my first wargaming. My first wargaming, my first wargaming terrain was a plaster bandage hill. Okay, my mum bought me a 6 foot by 4 foot board. Yeah, she'd matched it to Goblin Green because I got the paint from GW, and she matched it with gloss. So I had a glossy green gaming board. But we had this, and I'd seen somewhere that you could make gaming hills out of polystyrene and plaster bandage. And so I got some expanded polystyrene. I ragged that out. You know, I didn't even use a knife. I broke it with my fingers. Yeah, I did like a 2-tier. You know, the old level ones. 2-tier hill. I mean, it must have had 13 layers of plaster bandage on it. Yeah, and then I finished it off by painting it with my glossy green, Goblin Green. Yeah. This thing was so tough that I used to stand on it to get to my top shelf when I had my miniatures. But that was the first piece of terrain I made. I think when you make terrain, you've got to start off with simple scatter pieces for a board. I always say start off with CD terrain, compact disc terrain. Yeah, there's a video in the Let's Make playlist. Yeah, that covers how to do all that and those first pieces. And they're the easiest ones to sort of get your terrain skills up to speed. After that, hills, woods, roads, hedges, assuming you're doing greenfield, of course. But I think your first terrain has got to be about just getting to grips with the terrain ideas, you know what I mean? And then after that, it really depends on what game you're playing. What do you wish you'd started with? I have no regrets. Quintella's Bunchcraft, catch you later, mate. Right, that is the end of my questions. I'm going to do one quick check on the PayPal to make sure we're not missing anyone. I don't believe we are. One more. We have faith in you, man. Yeah, we're good. Right, guys. Me neither, Westy. I can't wait for the book anyway. Right. Oh, thank you, Jace. Right, so, other than having to figure out this dryer, yeah, my plans for the week are, I am nipping into the studio. I've got some filming to do tomorrow. I've got a little bit of terrain to do. You will have a terrain video on Tuesday. There's a couple I've got to finish off. I'll see which one I finish off and sort of put up first. Yeah, other than after that, it's Kickstarter prep. Now, there will be, my Kickstarter goes live on Friday. I will be live Thursday night. You'll probably, if you follow me on the social media platforms and stuff like that, you're going to be seeing posts about it and that sort of stuff. So, wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck. Westy is asking, has my play button arrived? Oh, he's not a regular follower of the channel, have you? You don't regularly watch the videos, do you, mate? So, I am going to call it, guys. I owe you a dance. I'm not going to dance right now because there may be children watching. And next time I owe you a dance when I'm wearing jeans and not incredibly thin pyjamas. I wasn't expecting you guys to be so awesome this show. Yeah? Right, guys. It's been a good show. I've enjoyed it. Right. I will see you Tuesday. I will catch you live Thursday. I'm going to be live Friday. And then you can join and pick me up on Sunday where, you know, we'll just be, I don't even know what state I'm going to be in. But the adventure continues. Remember, there is a vlog on my trip to Beasts of War down below. Also, big shout out to the guys at Beasts of War. I'm also on their videos, so head over to their site, check them out. I'm on the backstage show, so make sure you can jump into there and get a free backstage pass so you don't have to pay to see that for 7 days. But I do recommend hanging around because their backstage content is good if you're into wargaming. And my brother Lloyd over there, my brother from another mother, he's a terrainiac. Yeah, and he does good stuff. Right. I am going to call it. So much for softcore. Calm down, you. That's a whole different book. Right, folks, of course, you guys have been awesome. Thank you, guys. Love you. Catch you later. Ta-da. That was a bit iffy, wasn't it? See you later, guys. Right, where's the button? I've lost the button. See you later, guys. Ta-da.